Phil Law here in the studio this afternoon. Candidate, North Carolina House, District 3, congressional race, just around the corner. As a matter of fact, Phil, we've got a primary just around the corner, right?
That is so. Amazingly enough, we're going to have another primary this year.
June. As a matter of fact, June 7th.
June 7th, that is correct. And early voting will start on the 26th.
Wow.
Yes. We have weeks.
Okay. How's the race going?
It's going very well, phenomenal. I tell you, it's a great experience if anyone gets a chance to run for office.
Okay, here's the kicker. You get to run twice. You were running for the regular, 3 times. You were expecting the primary to be in May when it first started.
Right.
That was when it was. Then the state, of course, changed it to March, to early March, to be one of the primary leaders in selecting the presidential race, which, ironically doesn't happen in North Carolina. It happens in Las Vegas and Indiana or New York, later primaries. So North Carolina would have been better off having delayed its primary, but that's till May. Then, of course, because of the redistricting, which is, by the way, has the court accepted?
No. So I'm going to say the election's going to be June 7th, and I'll say it with about a 90% certainty that it is going to be June 7th.
Hey, based on what we're seeing right now from the courts, I wouldn't even go that high.
I'd hope not, because I don't know if everyone knows, it actually is going to cost the state over $9 million to hold elections again, just because of the court case.
Okay, and of course that's having to do only with congressional seats. 3rd Congressional District. You've been running since, when did you start? You started out early.
Yes, I did start out early because, I was a newcomer. So I've been running for over a year, expecting to have been done with the primary already. But hey, maybe I can get in the Guinness Book of Records.
That's right. All right, the other aspect of this is this kind of a primary being really way off the calendar for so many of the voters. Early June, some of them actually on vacation. Yes. So they need to either do absentee ballots or early voting.
Yes.
Okay, and what's the date on
26th when early voting started. Actually, I don't know about here in Carteret County, but in Onslow County, June 7th is actually the last day of school. So a lot of people are going to be heading out of town. So, yes, go and do early voting.
So this is going to be really, you're focusing on the passionate Republican voter.
It's going to be the hardcore voters because, all right, so...
by the way, pardon me, Democrat voter too, because we got two candidates.
So hold on, we'll get that to a second. So yes, it's going to be the hardcore voters. In the March primary, we had about 38% come out. In this one, I've heard numbers from 2 to 8% turnout.
I was thinking like a number 7, but that's good.
So it's crazy. And now, since they reopened the filing, another Democrat challenger has come in Greenville, who actually ran for Senate and lost, but now he gets to run again in the same cycle. So he's run too. So now there will be a Democrat primary.
Who said politics can't be fun? All right, amidst all of that, and you were listening to the comments a few moments ago on the issue of the locker room bill.
Yes,
not to take away from the term House Bill 2. It's the locker room and shower bill.
Yes,
it's not the bathroom bill.
It's so common sense, and I have 2 daughters, and I already worry about enough. I don't want to have to worry about when they go to the bathroom now,
or going to the shower room,
or the showers, or the locker room, or anything like that.
It's amazing.
Yes.
All right, you're running for Congress. How would you stop something like this? And I'm not talking about this bill particularly, but Phil, there are many of us, I don't think I'm alone, that thinks Washington and legislators and folks in the judiciary, do their feet touch the ground, in your opinion?
Oh, well, and that's a problem that we have with a lot of the career politicians and everything like that. They've lost touch with reality or where they come from. And that's unfortunate, where we have these incumbents that stay up there 20, 30, 40 years, and they're there forever.
We have Phil Law here in the studio. But Phil, before I get to you, we've got Mike from Hubert would like to ask you a question. Let's go to him. Mike, good evening. Our guest, Phil Law, candidate, 3rd Congressional District, U.S. House. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just wondering if Mr. Law there support Donald Trump. That's a yes or no question.
Okay. That's great.
He's the Republican nominee. Do you support Donald Trump?
All right.
So,
Yes
so
or
to correct this, that he is not the official nominee.
He
yet.
is the presumptive, yes.
Yes.
He's the
So
presumptive
if he
nominee.
is the nominee as a Republican, yes, I would support him.
That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good question. You beat me to it. Let's talk about that, Phil. The question, of course, is the national campaign. How much of that has impacted your efforts in the long-running campaign for this congressional seat?
It's huge. This year is so unique. I mean, literally, they will be writing books about it. There's a huge anti-incumbent, both anti-incumbent and anti-establishment wave. And luckily, I've been able to craft a seaworthy vessel to ride this wave in.
Pardon the pun there, ladies and gentlemen. He's a Marine who didn't make it in the Navy, so he will use...
I know we got a squid over here, so that's why I'm trying to use
Thank you very
naval
much.
terms.
I can handle that. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, that's an interesting observation about the incumbency aspect, the establishment aspect. Let's talk about your platform. What do you want to do?
So, sure. First of all, I think that our economy's in big trouble and everyone's hurting. I mean, you look everywhere.
Not according to this administration.
They're massaging the numbers. People are unable to get jobs, and I think that the businesses that have these jobs, which a lot of people don't realize, don't have faith in our government right now, and they're afraid of what's going to happen, and they're not willing to invest into hiring more people or to buying new equipment or investing in new research.
That's an absolute fact. I can tell you as a business owner.
And then, all right, and then we have an immigration situation where we've actually lost the structural integrity of what it means to be a country.
All right, let's look at the office you're running for. How are you going to differentiate yourself from the current incumbent?
Sure. So, look, I live here in the district. I've lived here a long time. I've actually, Mr. Jones has been going around to a lot of events recently, and he actually came to my Kiwanis Club and spoke. And he gave a grim picture of our country and our future. And he seems resigned into going down with the ship. And I have a problem with that because it's my ship and I'm going to have to live in it for a long time. I'm willing to do the hard work, bail the water out, fix the patches, and get this ship going in the right direction.
Now, it's going to take compromise.
Yes, it might take some compromise, but I think what it's going to take is some common sense. And hey, I know that's a bad word up there. Common sense and logic.
We're seeing it right now with these laws. This is shameful what we're experiencing right now. And ignoring the complaints against North Carolina, the fact that it ever became a topic of discussion is shameful.
It's so plain-eyed to me that, I see the difference, but I don't know. I tell you what it is. It's the outside influence. There is an outside influence nationally to probably affect our elections that are going on here. I mean, I'm sure some smart consultant said, hey, Charlotte Democrats, would you be interested in doing this and to, mess up North Carolina because we are a purple state?
Let's talk about how you are progressing on this campaign. What have you been doing and how are you able to get the message out to, sadly, a small number of strong voters? We're going to be pushing the need to vote.
Yes.
Both Democrat and Republican, by the way. There are Democrat candidates on that race. I just want to be nonpartisan. But how are you getting the message?
So I actually prefer to actually meet people and talk to them and ask questions. So I hold a lot of events all the time.
You mean social media? Not?
I'm on social media too, but that doesn't reach everyone. I actually want to talk to people and see what their issues are. I mean, I actually was talking to a couple people about Obamacare, which we just found out that there was a new ruling on it, and they were saying that they can't afford the medical insurance that they're forced to buy, so instead they're paying the penalty and it's just can't do anything about it.
It's cheaper than penalty.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
So now we're forcing people to buy some or give them the option to not buy it. So all these people who didn't want it before are now forced to pay the fee, which now where's it go? I mean,
all right. The other aspect, let's talk about, because you're a Jacksonville native and a Marine. I got to be careful. Can't say X. You were former active duty. Let's talk about VA.
Wait, not even former. Marine Corps veteran. We'll go with that.
Okay, we'll go Marine Corps vet. All right. Let's talk about VA issues.
So, and that's a big part of my platform, where, where we live in eastern North Carolina, we don't actually have a VA hospital out here. We have to drive normally a few hours to actually go see one, and usually they're one of the worst rated in the whole nation. I mean, we look at one of my clinic in Jacksonville. It also has some of the worst wait times nationally. So we have these veterans that are waiting and waiting and waiting and dying. And this is a fact. I mean, there was a secret wait list in Phoenix where it was proven that veterans died because of this.
And they still have more.
And the thing is, no one is being held accountable at all.
You're one of 485 congressmen. I think that's the number. How does Phil? What's the number?
435.
435. Okay, I had the round edges. Okay, how does Phil Law, as one of 435, make a difference?
Well, I tell you what's not happening right now is we don't have a congressman who's being effective. And when I say effective, you got to think there is 435 people. It's not a game of golf. It's a team sport. You have to convince the 20 people around you why voting yes or no on a bill is the right answer. And that's what I want to do. I want to go up there. I'm going to network, identify the people who have the same values as I do, and we can build these coalitions and take on and tackle these issues such as the VA. I know that the unions are really fighting back on the whole accountability issue because they're afraid that people are going to get fired and they're going to be held accountable for negligent and criminal actions that are going on and causing our veterans to die.
By the way, I've got to clarify my 485 members of House. That's because I'm remembering we have 57 states, or is it 56? I can't remember. Anyhow, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to clarify where I came up with 485 versus 435. Let's talk about events for you. What are you doing?
Sure. Like I said, I love to meet people. I love for you to come out and meet me. This weekend, I'll be at the Jacksonville Gun Show, Saturday and Sunday. Also Saturday.
You believe in guns?
Oh, so I'm a distinguished NRA Life member, a concealed carry permit holder.
Man,
and actually even taught.
There go votes.
I taught marksmanship in the Marine Corps too, so watch out for that.
You actually pull the trigger?
Oh, on many things. All right. Also Saturday at 5:30 in Fairfield Harbor at the Sunset Italian Grill. I have a meet and greet there, and then Monday in Swansboro at the Swansboro Yacht Club at 7 p.m. Come out, see me, ask questions.
Let's talk about your family.
Sure. So my wife Erin and I have 3 lovely children.
Have they seen much of you?
Oh, yes. I try and take them when it's appropriate for an event to come out with me. But yes, I mean, I have been on the campaign trail a lot. So, I understood that as a sacrifice. And I hope everyone realizes that I am making this sacrifice for them.
Let's talk about your background very quickly before we go to the break, wrap it up. Where are you from originally?
So I grew up in Winston-Salem. The Marine Corps brought me out here to eastern North Carolina. Did 4 years in the Marine Corps, traveled the world, combat in Iraq. After that, I reinvented myself because infantry doesn't transfer over to civilian world. I got a degree in computers, got a job on base, been working there for about 10 years. And then late last year, I decided I was fed up. I'm tired of just screaming at the TV at night, not being able to do anything about it. And I know the only way to do anything about it is to stand up, go up there, and do it yourself.
Phil Law, our guest this afternoon. And Phil, wish you the very best. Again, Congressional District 3, Republican. Website?
Website is lawforcongress.com. That is LAW4Congress.com.
Lawforcongress.com. Phil, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.